Picture this. It's June 1972, a break-in at the Watergate complex. At first, it looks like just another crime. But what if I told you that this was the spark that would ignite one of the most bizarre, intense, and gut-wrenching political dramas in American history? 5 men arrested while trying to break into the Democratic National Committee's headquarters. Just a robbery, right? Well, no. This was only the beginning of a political nightmare that would reveal shocking secrets about the highest office in the land. Behind the calm exterior of President Richard Nixon's administration, things were about to get messy, very messy. And these hearings, broadcasted live on TV for the first time in history, would drag every dirty detail into the light for the entire world to see. Meet Senator Sam Ervin, the man who became the face of the Watergate hearings. With his steady southern drawl, he didn't shout or point fingers. But when Ervin spoke, you listened. His no-nonsense questions to the key players, each one a step closer to uncovering the truth, captivated millions of Americans.
It was forwarded to the President by a special messenger in a sealed envelope marked for the eyes of the President only.
These hearings weren't just political, they were personal. Every word, every look, every subtle pause felt like it was holding the nation's breath. And then came the moment that would change everything: John Dean. At one point, he was as close to Nixon as a man could be. White House counsel, trusted, loyal. But here, in front of the Senate, Dean wasn't just defending his boss. He was about to shatter the entire narrative Nixon had built.
I began by telling the President that there was a cancer growing on the presidency, and if the cancer was not removed, the President himself would be killed by it. I also told him that it was important that this cancer be removed immediately.
A cancer on the presidency. Can you imagine the weight of those words? The room went still. In that moment, Dean didn't just implicate the people around Nixon. He implicated Nixon himself. He was telling the world, the president is involved, and it's worse than anyone imagined. For a moment, the entire nation felt the ground beneath them shift. This was no longer a small story. This was the unraveling of an empire, piece by piece, and it was all on live television. Nixon, he wasn't just going to go down without a fight. He went on TV, his calm face on the screen, swearing up and down he had no idea about the break-in, about the cover-up.
That in my years of public life, that I welcome this kind of examination, because people have got to know whether or not their president is a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
I am not a crook, he said. But here's the thing. Nixon had a dirty little secret, and it was a secret that no one, not even the president, could hide forever. Those tapes. The tapes would destroy him. In the tapes, Nixon's own voice could be heard, directing the cover-up, giving orders to squash the investigation. The very thing he denied was caught on tape, Nixon's own words coming back to haunt him. It was all over. The proof was undeniable. And just like that, the world realized this was no longer a conspiracy theory. This was a president, caught. August 9th, 1974. Nixon's back at the podium, but this time his face is different. The weight of the scandal, the pressure from the hearings, the tape revelations, it's all come crashing down. I have never been a quitter, he says, as he steps away from the office.
In the past few days, however, it has become evident to me that I no longer have a strong enough political base in the Congress to justify continuing that effort.
The presidency slipping through his fingers like sand. This was history, in the making. The first US president to ever resign in disgrace. The political world watched in silence. What else could be said? Watergate wasn't just a political scandal. It was a warning, a reminder that no one, not even the president, was above the law. For millions of Americans, it was a wake-up call. The Watergate hearings didn't just uncover corruption. They changed the way we view power and accountability. It was raw, it was messy, and in the end, it was real.